Hey guys, what's up? I'm here with a review of a Canadian body horror film from 2012, and tonight's movie, and I apologize if I mispronounce this word, but it is really complicated. Thanatomorphose, I think that's how it's pronounced, which is a Hellenic word, that means the visible signs of an organism's decomposition caused by death. And this film is about a beautiful young lady who wakes up to find her flesh rotting. Yeah, let's give it a watch, shall we? Well, um, yeah. So our film opens on shots of something. I think it may be a face. It's really hard to tell because of the lighting and shitty camera effects they're using. The music gets weird and it becomes clear that it's a sex scene. We get our main character using the restroom. Her boyfriend drinks some spoiled milk. Not much really going on. The guy leaves, and the guy's about to leave, and we see his dick a few times, and he steps on a nail. She cleans his cut, and then finally they all put on some clothes, and this is at like the I want to say 10-minute mark. So more stuff happens, and barely lit scenes of our main character who is nameless, much like all the other characters in this movie. Her just going around her home doing, stuff. And the lighting is really bad in a sense that it's not annoying, but the whoever was in charge of the lighting doesn't know how to properly light something. It's kind of like when my screen times out when I'm recording, except a lot darker. Um, let's see. She sculpts with clay, and then some classical music comes on, which is better than the pure silence we got for the first 12 minutes. Continuous scenes that really just show her doing everyday stuff, lying in bed, masturbating. Then she wakes up in the morning and there's a hole rotting in the ceiling. She kind of lays there until she notices some sores on her body. She has a massive fucking forehead. I just realized this. And as I realized this, her fingernails start to fall off, and that is not good because you guys know when it comes to fingernails being removed, that is the thing I do not. That's one of the things that I do not like to see. Um, so she just kind of thinks nothing of it, glues her fingernails on, and makes breakfast, gets dressed, and at this point we're about 30 minutes in, and this film has yet to actually become anything resembling an actual film with a plot. Um, it's not really building tension like horror films should, nor is it interesting in these scenes. It's just really boring. She goes to work, and then we skip to her coming home, and I'm going to assume she worked for a whole day, so wouldn't it be darker outside? That's just me assuming that she works for a whole day. Maybe she goes out and works for an hour. Maybe she's one of those people that has those fucking dream jobs where you only have to work an hour a day and you can make a really good living. Shit if I know. Um, uh, Friends come over and they talk about dying and animals and all kinds of shit, and that's kind of where I stopped writing. Thanatomorphose. While it is an interesting film and it has a very interesting premise, it really could have been better. I mean, it would have been better as a short film because the film had actual potential, but they squandered it by showing an uninteresting character and basically showing the everyday life of an uninteresting Canadian citizen. our idiot main character who walks around the house naked for half of the movie. And really, the only things we know about her is A, her boyfriend's an asshole, B, she likes sex a lot, and C, she starts rotting, and D, she likes to walk around naked a lot. Um, and when she gets to the, and when it gets to the point where she actually starts full on rotting, it just kind of becomes idiotic because she starts rotting, and instead of going to the hospital or anything like that, she just kind of walks around from room to room naked and rotting. Um, really, the rest of the film is really boring and uninteresting except for the scenes when she's rotting. Let's see, the characters in this film don't have names. They're very flat, uninteresting, and you guys know I don't really care for these kinds of things if they're bad or not, as long as the movie's entertaining. But sadly, this movie was not interesting. Not even interesting. Um, the acting in this film is piss poor, and the writing reflects it very well. The camera work itself isn't bad, but the lighting needs a bit more work. Really, you need more than one light, and that one light being the only light in the room for anything to be visible. Um, the sound design sucks. It's one of those films where you can barely hear people talk, but then the music will be really, really, really fucking loud. Um, it's really hard to hear anything in the film, anything of what people are saying. Uh, the music or lack thereof, what there is of music is good for what we get. Um, the film doesn't really get good until you're about maybe an hour in, and even at that point, you're still kind of questioning the choices of our main character and thinking she's an idiot, and you're still even unentertained at the fact that she's slowly rotting to death. I mean, for the last about, I want to say 40, 30 minutes, I was thinking to myself, why isn't this stupid bitch going to a hospital? Um, really, all the best parts of the film, all the most, you know, interesting, entertaining, and goriest parts of the film, they really add up. If I were to edit them all together, or if I were to, add them all together, it would only be about 20 minutes. And this is a movie that's an hour and 40 minutes long. You guys gotta, I think there's a problem here. On the gore meter from 1 to 10, 1 being something like The Corpse Grinders, and 10 being something like Brain Dead, Thanatomorphose is 5. It's really not that gory as much as it is just really gross and disgusting and grotesque. I mean, at the end, it gets pretty gory. Um, kind of reminiscent of a scene in Evil Dead. Um, there's a few scenes that it's kind of interesting and violent, but other than that, it's nothing really that great. Uh, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it anymore. This film isn't anything new. If you just have to see this film, if you just have to watch it for yourself, I'm not gonna stop you. Go ahead, but honestly, I'm going to. But me, on the other hand, I'm gonna go ahead and watch a good body horror film like Slime City or Eraserhead. This film seems like it seems like it's trying to be some kind of genius erotic body horror slasher art film, and all those things just it doesn't work. 1 out of 5 stars. Well, we're starting off this weekend pretty bad, considering last weekend we had a pretty sweet lineup of great movies. Now we're starting off with a bad movie. Let's hope they get better. Anyway, guys, I'm Biscuit Boo 69. The links to the Facebook page, Tumblr, Twitter, all that in the description below, along with Rotten Cotton t-shirts who provide me with my horror t-shirts and my horror and exploitation film t-shirts. They're in the description below. Be sure to check them out. I'm signing off. Peace.